Сайн байцгаана хүн төлөвчтэй. Өнөөдөр манай дефакто нэвтрүүлгийн зочноор Английн мэргэжлийн гольфын тамирчин Кевин Бранд оролцож байна.
Кевин Бранд Богд Маунтайн Гольф Клубын үйл ажиллагаа хариуцсан дарга. PJ холбооны гишүүн, мэргэжлийн гольфчин, 20 гаруй жилийн турш мэргэжлийн гольф тоглосон. Английн Гластершир хотод төрсөн. 1995 оноос хойш Их Британийн мэргэжлийн гольфийн холбооны гишүүнээр ажиллаж байна. Тэр бүх насны хүмүүст гольфын спортын хичээл заадаг. 1996 онд гольфийн хичээлийн видео сургалтын системийг боловсруулж, туршсан нь эдүгээ өргөн хэрэглэгдэж байгаа. Энэтхэг Тайланд улсад гольфын спортыг хөгжүүлэх чиглэлээр ажиллаж байсан. Кевин дэлхийн 50 гаруй улс оронд аялсан туршлагатай аялагч. Эхнэрийн хамт амьдардаг.
Hello.
Good morning.
Thank you for coming to this show. We are in a wonderful setting of Bogd Mauntайн Gольf Club, country club. How come that you came here now working professionally in this club? Please tell us what happened.
A long story. Okay, I'm 41 years old now. I've been a PGA golf professional for 22 years. Okay, I've travelled to 52 different countries. My last job was in India. And while I was in India, I worked with an American chap there who was on the golf superintendent, which basically means he's in charge of the growing of the grass. Mm-hmm. Okay, he left while I was there and ended up here in Mongolia. Okay, while he was here, he said to me, "They may be looking for a golf professional next year. If you're interested, let me know." Okay, and I said, "Fantastic! I'm definitely not renewing my contract in India." Mm-hmm. We're going to go to Thailand for a 3-month holiday, okay? And the golf club then knew I was in Thailand, and OJ and some of the MCS directors were in Thailand. I hooked up with them, we played golf, and sort of started from there, really. So.
Wow. Okay, and how do you find this golf course? You know, this country is relatively new to the golf world.
Yeah, for sure. I've played hundreds and hundreds of golf courses, okay? And I'm not just saying it because I work here. This is a truly fantastic golf course, okay?
What makes it quite special, this course?
The thing about a golf course is when you stand on any part of the golf course, or even if you stood outside of the golf course, it needs to fit in with the sort of natural environment. Too many golf courses that you may see in America, for example, look very artificial. The way that the designers designed this golf course, with the natural grasses, the topography of the land, the rock formation, when you scan the horizon, the golf course looks like it's been here for many, many years. And that's the true sort of art to designing a golf course.
And obviously you have been working and, in a way, teaching many Mongolians who is playing golf now. How do you find the level of golf here?
Well, the level of golf is very good. The one thing that Mongolians are very good at and makes my job much easier, those that speak English have very, very good accent. So I find the Mongolians' English very easy to understand. Whereas when I was working in India and Thailand, their English pronunciation wasn't as good as the Mongolians. So that makes my life much easier.
Easier.
Fantastic. Okay.
A movement and the whole swing and what is particular things.
I mean, golf in Mongolia is always going to be challenging on the basis that you only can play for a maximum outside of 6 months a year. That's fact. Okay. That's our objective, is to try and get as close to a 6-month season as possible. I appreciate we have screen golf in town, and it's essential that people carry on playing in the winter to keep up their game. Okay, I've found the Mongolians very easy to teach. Okay, a willingness to learn. What I cannot teach is coordination. Okay, no golf coach can teach someone hand-eye coordination, but I've yet to find any of the dozens and dozens of Mongolians that I've taught having a problem. Okay, they practice and they're very, very keen and they're very competitive.
You know, there are 4 golf clubs, 2 in Tereel.
That's right.
2 in nearby the city.
Okay.
One is in beyond the airport,
Okay.
country club, and here.
Yeah.
4 and plus a lot screen golf,
Yeah.
where you can win in winter training.
Yeah.
Altogether makes the golf community so sort of ready for next season.
Oh, for sure, yeah. We need more golfers, okay? I basically think we need at least 400 to 500 active golfers in Mongolia. Okay?
Well, why?
Because all the golf clubs, if they're going to prosper and obviously when there's a golf competition here, okay, therefore 100 people playing golf here this weekend, the other golf courses that have also put investment into their course need to feel they have a supply of golfers. So we have to increase the golfing population.
Let's talk about the handy.
Okay.
That sort of classify the level of playing. Please tell us what does that mean and how the Mongolians do
Let's explain. Golf, basically there's 2 types of golf, okay? There's golf professionals, which people see on the television. Those are the people that earn their living playing golf. They have no handicap, okay? But the vast majority of golfers, like 99.99% of golfers in the world, aren't professional. So golf is a game where you have a handicap, which basically means when you start the game, okay, there's no advantage. Now let me explain. You have 18 holes of golf. Okay, as we'll see later this morning when we go out and play, they're made up of short holes called par 3s, longer holes called par 4s, much longer holes called par 5s. All those shots added together adds up to 70 shots, roughly. Now, the handicap is the amount of extra shots a golfer needs to play over the par of the course. So if your handicap is 20, you would average 90 shots per round. Okay? I'm off scratch, which is 0. Which means when we play golf later this morning, if you have a handicap of 18, I give you 1 shot per hole. So on the first hole, which happens to be a par 5, if I get a 5 and you get a 5, you would win because I'm giving you 1 shot. Now, as you play more golf and improve, your handicap comes down. If I get worse, my handicap would go up. So it should be a level playing field.
So that makes golf so fair game
100%.
For every level of players, so that everybody can play together.
Yeah. Once you get to an entrance level, what you're trying to, the entrance level is a handicap of 36, which means when you're capable on a par 3 of getting a 5, a par 4 getting a 6, a par 5 getting a 7, you are then able to play against a player of my standard.
I see.
Because I can give you 36 shots.
Well, golf is I like the golf now. I like the game because on one side, immediately you see the result of your performance.
100%.
And you compare and you have a chance to correct yourself, to make you better.
Hopefully.
Was it that motivation for you to become a golfer, and how happened that to become a golfer?
Well, as I said, I'm 41 now, okay? I played my first 18 holes when I was 17, okay? When I was 16, I had a knee injury, so I was looking to play competitive cricket. I had to give up playing cricket, okay? So age 17, I played my first 18 holes of golf. My highest handicap was 12. I achieved a handicap of 12 within a matter of months. I got down to 0 by the time I was 19, and then
within 2 years.
Yeah, but I play. I mean, to be fair, that may sound good, and obviously it could come across as that. However, if you're good at sport, I could play any sport. Okay, if you've got the hand-eye coordination, it's not as difficult as you may think.
Okay, so you said you have this handy, and within 2 years you got the 0 handy. Have you been attached to a particular club? What you were doing there?
Okay, I had no real aspirations to play competitive golf on the television. Okay, in the West, it's unbelievably expensive. Okay, friends of mine that play, you're looking an expense of in excess of 150 to 200,000 US dollars per year, which of course is a huge amount of money to earn, let alone have to write a check out every month, $10,000 to play. Okay. So I never had those aspirations. My mother was a teacher, okay, so I'm very much a people person, so I found I enjoyed the game more from a coaching point of view and a management point of view.
Okay. You were doing caddy?
No, I've never had caddy. In Europe, there isn't really a huge caddy culture, okay? Probably in the UK, I think we have about 3,000 golf courses, okay? Some are very small, some are very, very elaborate. There probably wouldn't be, out of those 3,000 courses, maybe 100 golf courses with caddies, because as you appreciate, in the West, people's income is that much higher, so caddying would be quite expensive.
What makes golf originated exactly in your country, and your country as source of this sport,
okay.
the very beginning of the sport, and it keeps staying there. Please tell us about that part.
Well, I believe it started in the UK. The oldest golf course in the world is supposed to be Musselburgh Golf Course, okay, which is in Scotland. There's a number of golf courses that sprung up in the early 1800s. Okay, before I came here, I worked in India at the Royal Calcutta Golf Club, which is the oldest golf course outside of the UK. That started in 1829. Okay, now I think maybe the reason the British have such a huge sort of passion for golf is probably to do with the empire hundreds of years ago, and they took golf all over the world. There wouldn't be many places in the world left now that wouldn't have a golf course in close proximity to a major city.
However, the golf is the type of sport that every country, in particular developing beyond a certain level, countries, and in particular with growing middle class now start to play, because it's affordable now,
of course,
for middle class, in particular in the more developing countries today. And why the people would go? Why they would be flocking into golf like this today?
That's an interesting point, really. Certainly, because I've only been here 4 months, so it's difficult to put an exact comment to the point that you've just made. But certainly when I was in India, there's a big up-and-coming middle-class population there. They would probably see golf the way we may have seen it 20 years ago in the West, very much a way to meet, sort of like a business connection. Okay, in the West that's still very important, but we take it for granted now. So I think people realise in developing countries it's very much a fantastic networking situation. Okay, but I'm very much from the culture it should be golf for all. Okay, I don't like the idea of elitist golf at all. Okay, golf to me shouldn't be expensive. For any golfing country to develop properly, they need, if we use a comparison of hotels, we need a number of 5-star hotels, but also you need a number of 1-star hotels. It doesn't mean to say the 1-star hotel is not as good as a 5-star hotel. There's a different client base, and that's very important to understand.
And also I have observed there is a very strict in such a way that everybody intrinsically to follow that rule in golf, to respect your player, and you do always do the best possible to your partner you play.
For sure. I think golf now, they call it the rules of life when you're playing golf. The rules may seem complicated, but they're not. What people have to understand, when you're playing a round of golf, you're playing over 150 acres of grass. Things are going to happen there that you wouldn't expect. So the rules have to sort of allow for that. What makes golf fantastic now, and I honestly think it's probably the only major sport left in the world where the rules are black and white. I'm a very, very big sports fan. I enjoy watching football. I think you call it soccer. But I hate the fact when you see world-class football players deliberately falling over in the penalty box to get a penalty. Okay? Golf is so far the other way. If you're playing golf in a tournament and you accidentally move your ball just 3 millimeters, you would be expected to call a fault on yourself. Well, I don't know of any other game left in the world where it's that strict.
Even nobody looks at you.
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
You go out and declare yourself that I have accidentally or not accidentally moved the ball, touched the ball. Well, this sort of, you said, rule of life.
Fair rules.
Yep, it's fair rules.
Okay.
Maybe that's also help people to be better.
Hopefully. I mean, I often think it's your golfing karma. golf is the easiest game in the world to cheat. When we go and play golf later on this morning, okay, I appreciate we'll both be in the middle of the fairway each time, okay, but on the odd occasion where I may be in the rough and you're in the fairway, okay, it'll be so easy for me to move my ball. Now, it may seem, moving the golf ball just a couple of centimetres may not seem a big thing. It's not like in football, where moving the ball half a metre closer on a free kick, there's no real advantage there. But in golf, if your ball is in the long grass, you're very limited to how far you could hit the ball.
Yep.
However, by moving it just 2 centimetres, I go from a potential shot of 50 metres to another shot of 200 metres. So I've gained an enormous amount. But people don't cheat.
Yeah, yet depending on the conditions, there are some local rules which explains before the game starts that, for example, in some cases in Mongolia, you can move the ball because the conditions of your fairway, and obviously this don't belong to that category we're talking about.
What you basically have in golf all over the world, okay, certainly in the UK, is we have what we call winter rules, which basically means when the conditions become bad and therefore mud gets onto the golf ball, you're allowed to, under the rules of golf, mark the ball, pick the ball up, clean all the mud off it, and put it back down no nearer the hole. Okay? Any golf course, and Mongolia, because obviously grass only grows for 4 months a year, growing a golf course in takes longer here than in the West. So at the moment, we have a policy where if you're on the fairway, you're allowed to mark your ball and replace it up to 1 club length no nearer the hole. Next season that won't exist because the grass will grow and the conditions will be near on perfect.
So we have here a driving range.
Okay.
And, right? So how many people can play?
The driving range here, you can have up to 40 people playing at any one time, okay, which would be a lot of people.
Yep.
We normally average on tournament days 20 people, and people then flow out and play golf. We also have a 3-hole academy course, so the intention would be complete beginners would spend, let's say, 1 month learning the game on the practice facilities.
Okay.
We then would take them to the what we call the Par 3 Academy course, which we may not see today, but the same greens, the same teeing area, but big, wide, short fairways. Okay, because the golf course that we're about to play now is a serious golf course. It's high spec. And with the weather conditions we have today, it's tough.
It's tough.
I mean, with the wind, I mean, you'll see in a moment, we have 5 different teeing areas depending on someone's ability. But I always think it's not just someone's ability, it's the weather conditions. So you should play off the correct tees depending on how cold and windy it is.
Correct tee means when you have a strong wind, you go slower.
Off the shorter tees.
Shorter.
Yeah.
You make a shorter tee.
No, sorry, off the teeing ground. You
off teeing ground.
The ladies always play off the reds. The men have gold tees, white tees, blue tees, and black tees.
Okay.
Most members here who play golf to a reasonable standard play off the blue tees. But today, the blue tees would be really tough.
Yeah. But what will be on the average differences between these distances?
It's a good question. I can tell you here, for example, on the first hole, off the back it's 519 metres, off the front it's 416. So it's over 100 metres shorter, but with the same par.
Okay.
What we have to understand in Mongolia is golf is so new. When I've taught golf in the West, for example, if I'm teaching someone who's 50 years old, I always ask people, how long have you played golf? And if someone's 50 years old, it's not an uncommon expression to say, I've been playing 35 years. Whereas here, if someone says they've been playing 35 weeks, that would be a long time. Okay, so what people have to understand is we should, in my opinion, we need to increase the amount of people playing golf. This is a tough golf course. It's a serious championship golf course. So for the average person to play and enjoy it, they should be playing from the front tees. As they get better, each year they go back from the gold tees to the white tees and then to the purple tees.
Okay, you are playing now 24 years?
I'm 41 now. I've been playing, 40 years.
I'm
long
playing
time.
since 2006, what?
Okay.
7 years.
There we are. You're
3 times different.
You could be the grandfather of Mongolian golf, 7 years.
we are. There are several people, you know.
There's not very many people played that long.
You know, we have founded first club in the country called the Terээр.
Okay, wow,
Club.
okay.
And we are the, I think, veterans of the golf.
We would be, yeah, sure.
About 7 years or so.
Whereas someone once told me, you need to play 100 rounds of golf before you feel like you're not a beginner.
See?
Okay, that takes a long time.
In that sense, with the playing season, half of a year.
Yeah, for sure, yes.
And I think it is like we're equivalent of somebody who is playing 3 years or so.
No, it's a fair point. I mean, here, particularly now, we're, the 3rd or 4th of September today.
We go to the
we'll go further forward. We'll go to the whites probably.
Yep. Okay.
With the 3rd or 4th of September today, realistically, we've only got 6 weeks of really nice weather left. I mean, we may be lucky.
But the club will be open until what, mid-October?
Well, the last year they closed mid-October. Again, it's depending on the weather. The greens have to close as soon as it gets far too cold. We then may have some temporary greens because you can't really do any damage to the fairways and the tees.
That's the whole concern. How you will reserve, in the Mongolian case, the green so that it looks better.
Okay. You mean at the start of next season?
Yeah.
Okay.
How you keep during the winter?
Okay. What's going to be absolutely critical this year? But here, it's not the cold. Okay. It's the humidity. It's so dry. Grass to grow needs warmth, but also it needs water. And so what we're going to do this year, having looked into, done a lot of research worldwide, is we have special covers that go over the greens. Okay. But the one fantastic thing we have here is our ski slope, and we're in a position where we can put 1 metre of snow on all the greens. Now that will not only insulate the greens, but when spring comes, let's say April next year, as the snow melts, it gives the greens a drink.
All right. So should I go completely turn, right?
Just think of the left shoulder turning on the backswing.
Okay. To left.
Oh, followed you a little bit on that one. Good contact, but a little too far left, I fear.
Yep. Right. Okay.
About the cart hill, take a ball and wander over. The thing about with the rough here, with all the rocks and stone formation, if you get a ricochet off that, you could be 50 metres away from where the ball really is.
My wristling is okay?
That's fine, then.
Look at my ball. Is it okay?
Ball position is fine.
The swing?
Yeah, go around, remember that feeling, the left shoulder, that's it. That flat left shoulder is the key.
Flat.
Perfect. Okay. I mean, joking apart, you have to be 100% confident. I would rather someone had a slightly inconsistent technique but believed they were doing it properly, as opposed to someone who is doing it properly but doesn't believe it.
It's confidence, yes.
It's really important, 100%. Because there's so many variables to this game, some of which you're not in control of. probably exactly 55 metres physically, but I would say it's playing probably 65 to 70 because of the wind.
And you will...
I'm going to use this one. I'm going to just use an ordinary pitching wedge from here.
Which is how many degrees?
Well, this is 52, so you probably call this a gap wedge, really.
Yeah, gap wedge.
Yeah.
Okay. With the gap wedge, you will go for 65.
I'm going to hit it softly again into the. I mean, from here, I could take my sander wedge and hit it very, very hard, but there's nothing really to go over. The flag's at the back of the green. If I hit it too hard, the ball's just going to balloon up into the air. Okay. And what you must understand here, this golf course is based very much on what they call a Scottish links golf course, okay, and the topography of the land is very similar to Scotland, okay, the home of golf. So here you play a lot of low knockdown shots just to get the idea that the wind isn't going to affect it.
Okay, so try to not to go high.
Because the harder you hit it, the more the ball's going to spin. The more it spins, the more it's going to climb.
I see.
And that will be a huge problem.
Okay.
So the intention is here just to try and knock it up as close to the flag as we can. Maybe a touch short, I think, into the wind. I think it could be. One more club needed.
One club.
Happy with the strike, but probably should have hit that a little bit harder.
Okay. Let's go to my ball.
Yep.
Also, I will use, I usually, with this distance, I will use 52. The same.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
For sure. And I try to sort of chip from here.
You could chip, or probably would chip, it would be okay, because you've got nothing to go over. Remember, that chipping shot is that short swing with no wrist break in it at all.
Yep.
Remember, the chipping shot, you're playing literally here.
Yep. Okay. So with the 52, what do you suggest?
Well, for 52, you've probably got to pitch it more. You've got to use it like the bunker type shot. That's it, that one. And the long follow through.
It is about, let's say, 45.
Yeah, the front at the back, so probably it's 50 metres to
50 meters.
the
Okay, then I have almost
yes.
this week.
Okay.
All right.
That's a super strike.
Close.
Yeah, half a club short.
Yep.
Nice technique. That's all you can
Thanks.
control. When it's very, very windy, the putting can be one of the most difficult shots. If we repair this now within 10 minutes, okay, this will recover within 24 hours. If we don't repair it within 10 minutes, it takes 2 weeks to recover, so you're just basically lifting it out.
Yep.
Okay?
So that we have
So now that is perfectly correct. You'll see on the greens there'll be some horrible golfers. These scars here are from people who haven't repaired them. It's so important that we look after the environment.
Very important stuff. Yep.
The mark that you've got on the top of the ball, I think, is the most important thing.
Yeah.
So that when you're standing over the putt, you're 100% confident that you're aiming where you think you're aiming.
Yep.
I would say from here, yeah, it's going to be. It's not that much braking. It's funny putt this one. It goes to the left first of all, and slightly to the right.
Yep, that's what I was. Yep. Now I know. I'm confident. Maybe a little bit stronger.
Oh. You're obviously aiming further left than you thought. Nice roll, to be fair. Are you ready?
Wow.
Break. I thought that was going to swing to the left. Positive. Good roll, but again it's positive. It's a gorgeous roll. We're not hitting at it at all. We've stored the energy up on the way back. I think we should now, we're looking to play 2 more holes, aren't we? I think we should play the 9th hole and then drive up to the 17th as a par 3. Yeah. Those are the 2 most spectacular, yeah. Have you played golf in many other countries?
I did, yes. So this hole is the flagship hole.
Okay, so this hole here is our signature hole. We have the river running through. You can see all the natural environment around us. We have a fantastic view of the mountain range behind us. Okay. Well, the intention from here, because the wind is coming off the right today, is to aim at that right-hand bunker, and the wind should then take it round to the left.
Okay.
We then have a particularly difficult shot over the water again and over that big tree onto the green.
And I observed you are not taking the driver.
Today not. When it's into the wind, you have to take driver. Today, for me, being a professional, if I take driver, the line is so aggressive, if I don't hit an amazing shot, I will lose my ball. Okay?
So with driver, you have a particular distance you always...
If I'm playing properly, if I'm playing properly here, okay, normally I expect to hit the driver somewhere between, let's say, 270, 290 metres.
Wow.
However,
Which is that bunker?
That bunker is probably going to be 235, 240.
Okay.
But at the weekend, for example, it was so windy on the first hole, I hit the ball 385 metres straight downwind. But then you play into the wind and you can't even hit it 200 metres. It's a very windy golf course.
Please go ahead.
Thanks very much. Oh, that's fantastic. A chaser down there, that's perfect position. In fact, you've knocked it, may have gone just past me because the slope's just taken it round to the corner. That is a fantastic shot. That's perfect, that was perfect. Oh, that makes it very short. You're showing off. You may have to take that one again, you didn't get that. That was a fantastic shot.
Okay.
Where the ball wants to go though.
Yeah, আমার ভাই।
Good contact, super straight. Good swing. It's a difficult shot. I mean, the objective from there was to get either in the bunker or near the green. You're there.
Yep.
Yep. Ah, fantastic. Look at the different... The way it had gone forward. Yeah. That sounded a better shot. Okay. Okay, let's have a go at this birdie putt. Oh, wind's taking it. A little too long there. Nice roll, but too windy. Great roll. Good putt, wasn't it?
If you didn't tell me I was straight.
It was, yeah, not even close to straight, was it? And it's hard to appreciate how the wind can affect a putt. As it slows down, the wind really knocks it. This is one of the prettiest holes in the golf course. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Okay, it's not in the hole, I'm afraid, but it's near. Good contact, the wind's taken that one though. Hands only in front when you're playing that chipping type of shot.
I see. So with the driver you don't?
Never, no, well, unless you are trying to deliberately play a very low shot, but to be perfectly fair here, there probably wouldn't be more than one or two golfers good enough at the moment to play that particular shot with the driver. That would be a very, very, very difficult shot. Because with that club you can't hit the green and stay on the green. That could be perfect. Yeah, perfect. So the first bounce killed the power, and then it's rolled up onto by the flag. Perfect. It's a safer shot as well, because if it bounces short, it's always going to jump on. Yeah, exactly. That's what you did do, yeah. Perfect. That may go in, it may go. That may well go in. Great putt. I'll caddy for you again. Good putt. Oh, a good par in fact. Well done. That's a great shot.